Hello and welcome to Decorating Pages. I am your host, Kim Wannop. Wow, Emmy weekend, Creative Emmy weekend was awesome, I have to say. It's amazing to see how much talent is in the room with decorators, designers, but editors, cinematographers, wardrobe. I mean, it's sound. There's so many crafts in one room. And it's just so exciting to hear when someone's name is called and the passion and the just genuine celebration that they're having in their heads. It's awesome. So congratulations to all the winners of the Creative Emmys. Let's go over to the winners of production design. So outstanding production design for a narrative went to Severance. Well, first I should say, if anybody goes back and listens to the 2025 Emmy predictions I did pretty well. I think I got 1 out of 5 wrong. Okay, just put that out there. Severance, yes. I mean, so they're hard categories. I talked about it in that podcast, very hard categories. So that was contemporary. For design in a narrative program, half hour, the studio. The studio is swept a lot of things, and you know what swept a lot of things? Penguin. If we go back to contemporary, I really thought Penguin was going to take it. Penguin got a lot of creative Emmys. Good for them. The next category we have is period or fantasy, and it went to Andor. So well deserved. I mean, and that is another tough category. And as I have said, it's kind of unfair because Andor sets are they're above feature quality. It's crazy. Winner for production design for Variety Special, the Oscars. Congratulations to them. And for production design variety in a reality series, Saturday Night Live. Again. Congratulations, everyone. It was a fantastic night. And for Severance, the studio, Andor, you can listen to all of those people talk about their Emmy-winning sets on previous episodes of the podcast. So congratulations to everyone. What a spectacular time. I was the chair of the governor's ball, so I had a little bit of input of the design of the room, and it was just spectacular. I have posted a video of being the first person to walk into the gala on Saturday, and it's breathtaking. The room, I mean, it's a convention center. You know what that looks like. It's concrete walls. And what Sequoia Productions does with that every year is just phenomenal. And even just having a little bit of input was very humbling for me just to be a part of that. The lighting, the food. Oh my goodness, the food is amazing. Dancing, the band's great. We get to pick the band, and we get to input on some chefs, and it was just great. That was great also. So 2 nights of partying. You can see my dresses if you'd like on my personal Instagram, Kim Wannop. But yes, it was an amazing time for I think, it is really at this caliber in our time. Being nominated is a win because there's just so much out there. There's so much content. There are so many great sets, so many great people working right now. I'm putting blood, sweat, and tears into everything. So being nominated is really a win, I have to say, because those were tough categories. Those are tough designs to put against each other and to vote for and against. So again, congratulations to everyone. What else? I'm going to go through a little bit here, but I am coming up is production designer Elliott Hostetter for the film Eddington. If you haven't seen Eddington, it's pretty good. I think it's on Amazon Prime now. In fact, I know that because that's where I watched it. It didn't get in the movies for too long because I wanted to talk to him, and by the time I got around to talking to him, it was already out of the movie, so that's a bummer. But Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal. It's a small little film, and we talk all about being a small little film, but giving a great big impact in character, decor, and design. So give me a minute for that. Let's talk about a little bit of a sad news that happened today. The amazing production designer Stuart Craig passed away. He passed away at 83. He had a long battle with Parkinson's. And he is the production designer and art director who had Oscars for The English Patient, Dangerous Liaisons, and Gandhi. His early credits include Elephant Man, which I studied in the production design study of 1980, Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Cry Freedom, Chaplin, which I studied for production design film study of 1993, The Secret Garden, the Harry Potter series, and so much more. His first Oscar was in 83 for Gandhi, his second in 89 for Dangerous Liaisons, and then 97 for The English Patient. So, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Craig, for the inspiration. I know he inspired me in so many ways and so many others. And what I really is kind of hard, which is weird to say, but I've been putting together a masterclass of studying individual production designers, and he is one that I have chosen. So I have watched these films recently, very recently, and so I feel, and I've been studying him in his, his career and his background, and so I feel very sad for his passing. I never met him. I don't know, but I know the influence that he's had on me, and so I feel that impact of wondering, I guess, for all of us, how your designs and your decor live on. And I think that's one of the great things about our industry is the inspiration and the legacy, and just giving you're always going to be on that screen. It's an amazing thing. So yeah. Rest in peace, and thank you so much, Stuart Craig. Segue into what Wannop's watching? Sure, why not? Okay. Segue into The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox? Sure, why not? Production designer Henry Dunn and set decorator Alessandra Corzola, who I have had on this podcast when I talked to her about Ripley, which is phenomenal decor. It's set in Italy. I'm pretty sure they're filming in Italy because she's an Italian decorator. But the story of Amanda Knox. I remember it well, and I don't know, it pops up from time to time and everything. This is her side of the story. It's based on her book. And so I thought I'd give it a chance. It is mostly in Italian. You got to read Italian. It's contemporary interiors and Italian courtroom, Italian apartments. So that's the decor that they have. It looks, it's like documentaries, almost like, it's great. I'm into it. It's released week by week on Hulu, which I get mad at week by week thing. But I'm also a fan of it because I think that's what keeps people around, so I complain about it, but I like it. So I'm watching that. I had a little date night at home with my husband, and we rented 28 Years Later, and I'm into that series. I was ready for it. And production designer Carson McCall and Gareth Pugh and set decorator Naomi Moore. There's a lot of bones. There's a lot of bones in that film. But I think the challenge that they had and achieved is it's 28 years later. Duh. And, what's the vernacular of these people's lives? Like, they show that these people are actually kind of like thriving and living and making a living with what has happened to the world. And, what's the wallpaper? And they haven't had anything new in 28 years. And what held up and what's being pieced together, and the sheets are little, tattered and everything like that. So there's good thought process in that design and decor. So I the movie was all right. It was all right. I wouldn't watch it again, but yeah, I don't think I'd watch any of them again now that I know it. I know 28 Days Later scared the shit out of me when those zombies started running. I think that's the first one that they started running, and it was awesome. I'd have to say that was awesome. Watching old films, Madame Bovary, 1949. Man, was that chick fucked up. Wow. This story's pretty good. I don't know if you've ever seen this Madame Bovary, but she's not right. And she gets herself into some trouble, and the poor husband is just so in love with her, and it's a lot. There's a lot going on with this chick. Production designer, the great Cedric Gibbons and Jack Martin Smith, and the great set decorator, Edwin Willis. And what I found most interesting about, now it's set in the 1880s, I think. What is most interesting is, I don't know, he comes to meet her in her house, and it's like, it's the farmhouse. And she has like a collage on her wall from like magazines of like dresses and hairstyles and carriages and like the life that she wants. And I thought, oh my God, like the inspiration. I mean, I had the collages on my wall. So it's fantastic little research of that time period and what they would have done. And she kind of carries it through her life. Like she still has it, like 10 years later, she still has like a collage wall, even if she moved houses. It's crazy. She's crazy. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. Madame Bovary, 1949. Do it. If you got a minute, do it. What was it on? I think it was either TCM or Tubi. Probably Tubi. That's where I get most of my great old movies these days. I'd like to say, I've said it before, I get very discouraged with the TCM. With TCM is on the HBO Max app. It's one of their hubs or whatever. But you don't get the introduction from Mankiewicz. You don't get all those things when you use that. So I am constantly missing that element of TCM. And I also don't understand how, like, some of the more modern films are TCM. It bums me out. It bums me out that things from like the 2000s are on there. It's weird to me, but yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this episode of Decorating Pages. I am speaking with production designer Elliott Hostetter about his work on Eddington. Elliott walks me through how selecting the location selections of this film and designing it were key to making these characters come to life, and making a town look abandoned. That was, because it's set in time of COVID, so there's really a lot of things that bring back your memory of 5 years ago. He also tells about a surprising story about the director, Ari Aster, who helped design some creepy dolls. That was a revelation. I did not see that coming. So we also talk about Adam Willis, the set decorator, and his the decorating of these sets and the clutter and the layers and the history that they gave to these characters. I thought was fantastic, especially some magnets. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love his work. I'm a big fan of his work, so great job on that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start off by asking about the and kind of promoting your the IPDW event that you have coming up, which I think is pretty awesome. You have a double feature screening along with production designer KK Barrett, which will be Adaption and Eddington, and both of you will moderate each other in a Q&A, and the event will take place October 26th at the Frida, which is awesome. Have you met?
Yeah.
Have you met before, the two of you?
KK?
Have you met?
Have I met KK?
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
I met KK. Yeah, I'm friends with KK.
Oh,
I
great.
love KK. He's great.
Oh, that's awesome. I love a fan of her work too. I mean, It's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that event? I mean, I'm excited for the whole production design week. I think I've just seen so many great events that people can take advantage of. So
Yeah, it should be fun. It should be a great conversation. KK's always a really wonderful person to speak with. Yeah.
awesome. So how did you get involved with Eddington?
Um, I had met Ari on Hereditary,
Mm,
and actually Ari's producer Lars Knudsen was one of my first producers I ever worked with back when I was like 23 years old.
nice.
He was doing like micro films, and I threw myself at him as an art director at
Mm.
that time when I didn't really know any better, but I tried, you know.
Yeah.
And so, it didn't really work for us on Hereditary. Wasn't the right time, but we were both mutual fans, and so we tried again.
Nice. How
Yeah.
much prep did you have? I mean, I there's a lot of locations in here. There's a lot of, getting I'm assuming some of them were people's houses and not just empty houses. I don't know yet, but how much prep did you
Yeah,
guys have?
I mean,
Scouting.
it was a funny time because, when I first came on, the production plan was to shoot in Mexico and they had already kind of identified the town that they wanted to take over and remake um, as Eddington. And so I came on a little late in that process, and I just went down with them and saw it, and then we were in theory going to start sort of quickly, and then strikes happened.
Mm.
Um, and so everything slowed down, and then the value of the peso kept going up compared to the dollar. And I wanted to shoot the thing in New Mexico the whole time. It's much, much better for me.
Yeah.
I think for the movie to work that way if you can. And eventually the peso got high enough that when we were back in business, we were looking at New Mexico.
I get that.
But in that early process, before we went to Mexico, you know, I told them in order to know what the fuck I was doing, excuse my language,
No, you're good. Fuck it.
what I was doing, that I needed to, take a scout trip to New Mexico. So I took like a week long scout trip myself.
Nice.
I met Ari for like a day or two. We talked, we drove around to a couple places in New Mexico, but mainly it was me on the road for a week, driving all over the state and just kind of taking it in so I knew what I would be making. So I had this funny prep where I had a lot of non-consecutive prep.
Mm.
But over, a year before we were officially prepping it, I was scouting, thinking about it. We took a few scout trips over that year back to New Mexico. So that was a really great way to do it for me. Official prep was too short, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
12 weeks or something. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Was what drew you, because you mostly shot in Truth or Consequence, Arizona?
Yeah.
What drew you to that town, to that location?
The bathhouses drew me there. The hot springs drew me there, but I
Yeah.
actually was not, like it wasn't on my original itinerary. Although I had been there 25 years ago and I knew the town a little bit and I had a memory of it, but it was sort of the last stop I had gone because I was looking at all kinds of places in New Mexico, and it was the last stop before I returned to
Oh
Albuquerque.
wow.
And I was really just going to stay in the hotel. But when I got there, pulled in right at the right time of the day. It was, you know, uh, the evening was setting, and I sat up on top of the hill and I looked down at the town. And I was like, "This is Eddington."
Right.
Um, but we couldn't, we couldn't do it at that point. So it took a long time of let's look. Okay, we're going to do it in Mexico, then let's look for the best version that's close to Albuquerque
Let
and
me get to
all those kind of practical considerations. We just had to really um, go deep onto that until we could realize that that was the place to be.
I mean, it when you're looking at it, it looks like a deserted town. I mean, it looks like they've up and left. A lot of people like up and left it, which I think lends
When
to
you're
the
looking at the movie, you're
when you're
saying,
looking at the
right?
movie. Yeah.
The town doesn't really feel that way. It actually has I mean, it's a bit of that, but we had to work against the town's
Oh,
kind of inherent cuteness. And there's people who take a lot of pride in that town, especially in the downtown area. And, we would always be laying trash in the streets and boarding things up, and people would be just volunteers would be cleaning it up from the town, because they really take a lot of pride in it. So that what you see in the movie is not truth or consequences.
right.
It's a little cuter, and it's a funky place in a way, but it's sweet. Um,
Is it just this like it like it's funny because it looks like in the film there's like one street. There's like one main street in this town, which I
yeah,
think is so perfect too because the bigger picture of what these two men are fighting about or the what everyone starts to get into is like how big is this town? Like how did it come? Everything all of these problems and issues came to this teeny tiny town, which is so great in the location that you guys selected.
yeah. I mean, it's bigger than that in
Yeah.
the real town, but it had the really unique sort of a great layout where it had this old historic district, which did feel like a very, very small
Mm.
3 block long main strip with a couple, like it felt like a small town, but actually it had services for a bigger area. So it was more like an area of 5,000 people or something, but we were able
Yeah.
to sort of like isolate one part of it to really feel like, you know, uh, feel like a small town and we could put the real location, all the locations and script it in real proximity to each other. And it was a really cool way to work. And we could close. They had two arteries, like we could close large sections for days at a
Yeah,
time.
there's
Which
no traffic. You guys allowed like one car go by. Like,
I mean, it was the pandemic. Yeah,
yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah.
really have a lot of. There wasn't a lot of action at that time.
It's funny because I feel like I talked to a lot of people and they're like, "Oh, we shut down for COVID and we were down and blah blah blah." And then there was like this little lull and then everyone's like, "And then we shut down for the strike." Like all of the films and everything come out kind of at the same time, like strike films and pandemic films. I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to talk to somebody who had like a solid prep, like a solid."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um
Maybe the next one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The main character's house, I want to get back to that. How was that in selecting that? Was that in Truth or Consequence or Albuquerque or where's the house?
That was closer to Santa Fe, actually.
Santa.
Again, a difficult location. I mean, there's a big argument for we were in that house a lot, and there's a big argument for just building it on stage and doing most of it on stage. Um, but really, there's so much interplay in
Yeah,
interior and exterior that I felt like it really needed. The big budget version, we would have built it on stage
yeah,
and shot it on location. We
right.
built done both, but I think that wasn't really in the cards for this movie. But again, I wanted something sort of iconic, isolated. The landscape all around it was so important to
Yeah,
me. Just up on top of that hill, and the way that it connected with the final sequence of the film, where he was able to kind of roll down the hill, and we could
yeah,
cheat it to make it look like he ends up in the town. Um, all of that was really driving it for me. It was really the connection to the town and making sure that that could feel integrated with truth or consequences,
yeah.
and also like this kind of trick of a place that feels extremely small, but also like is somewhat workable, which was pretty much a pain in the ass for everybody.
I this image is really dark of her sitting in her bed, but in the film and the stills that I've chosen, the denseness of the house and this claustrophobic feeling that you've given
Yeah.
to these characters like they're hoarders, they're kind of hoarders.
Well,
What was your
yeah, I
line?
mean,
I mean, they're kind of
that's
hoarders.
the idea. I mean, it was also kind of just this overall feeling of no escape for Joe anywhere from anything.
Right.
Like, and also that feeling from COVID of feeling like you couldn't escape the people you were forced, that supposedly your loved ones that you are now like in hell with. You know, that
Yeah.
was what I was after overall. And then you had this sort of practical, you know, when you look at it in a practical lens of like Dawn has moved in with them during COVID, and you know, we talked about it.
Who's
She's
her bed?
basically brought her whole Dawn's the real hoarder, and but she's
Dawn's
brought
got
all her
problems.
yeah, she brought all her life and all her shit and just
Yeah. Yeah.
forced it on them, and they're all living with it. And Joe's like just too nice of a guy to really be able to make
Yeah.
any change in that. And he's yeah, like it was very insanely claustrophobic. Yeah,
And both and you and Adam Willis and his team decorating this. I mean, it just I think one of the things I really like about it being so layered is that it's dated, but not like too old. Like you like there's a capture of like 90s here, which I think is really nice too.
that's what I felt like a lot of times. I mean, no disrespect to New Mexico, but a lot of times in these small towns, it feels like it's still mostly stuff from the 90s. Like, you know, like it's there you know, there's modern stuff. She's got a laptop, she got this and
I
that,
get a
but
printer.
things don't change as quickly as they do in big cities, and
Yeah.
people really hold on to things. You have some space, so you actually there is a lot of this weird kind of hoarding of things because you don't have a lot of services nearby, but
Mm.
you have a lot of space to keep the things as you get them. You're getting things secondhand. Nobody's really getting things new, so I think you know I think Adam and I have worked together forever, and I love him, and I think he just did an incredible job at
Yeah.
getting the nuance of the layers of history that made sense in their
I
house.
mean, I almost feel like if it was me, I would have did their house and then I would have put her stuff in. And I wonder if that was his process. Like to me, I would have had to,
It's a little bit what we. It's a little
yeah,
how we went about it. Yeah, yeah,
to make it look so forced and everything that you guys have in there.
yeah.
Um, can we there she makes these weirdo dolls. I know this is more probably props and but
Oh
set
no,
deck
it's
set
not
deck
props.
also.
That's for sure. Yeah, not in this case.
Well, how was it? Was it a specific artist who made them, or did you have many? How did you go about? Because they're
We tried you know a few different ways early on. Ari's extremely particular about these things. So I tried to sort of cast a an artist who would maybe almost play the role of Louise in a way and be able to work in a way that we could feel really comfortable with. And it even though there were some beautiful artists that we looked at, it didn't really. It was always too many steps in between Ari's vision for it and like the translation of illustrating it and making it. And I just realized pretty early on that Ari's got to be the one. Ari's got to make these fucking dolls.
oh
So
wow.
I would like pull him into my office for 5 minutes. I had a notebook for him, and he can draw really well.
Mm.
And I would just he would get into the zone, and he would knock off like 5 drawings of these dolls that he had in his head, and he would draw them. And then we would have another session. I just kept pulling him into my office to do these, or he would send me a few over the weekend or something. He would draw the dolls,
Wow.
and we would flesh them out. So then I would he would just draw them as simple pencil drawings. Then we would flesh them out in color in 3D and kind of fully realize them. So it was a kind of a process of like they're his dolls.
Oh
He's
wow.
the puppet master. Yeah.
That's disturbing.
Oh yeah. It's dark in there. It's pretty dark.
Because you also, I mean, you have some artwork too, like quilted artwork pieces that
All
are
of that.
around the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
I love her area of like her extra pieces and felt pieces, and I don't know what's going on there, but the dolls are creepy. So
Oh yeah.
kudos to him. I mean, they're everywhere in the house too. It's really
That's
funny.
what is in that guy's brain all the time, you
Yeah.
know. He's a sick human. No, he's
Sick, talented man. We'll put it
yeah.
that way.
He's great.
Um, and I also love the detail of all the magnets on the fridge, which is like, it's hard to.
That I felt nervous about when I watched the movie. I don't know if I loved it or not. That's the one thing I'm not certain about.
I did
Really
because
calls attention to itself.
I appreciate magnets because there's always like one of the things like, okay, go on Etsy or go get a bunch of magnets that like divide to the, for this character. But overdoing it is like, oh, they had fun with this. Like magnets is like a thing. I don't know, at least for
We
me, my
definitely have
buyers.
fun with it, and I think
Yeah.
it's also, because Adam and I have been working together for so long now. There's this sort of like push and pull between like what like an indulgence and a restraint when it comes to decorating, and like I felt like we just indulged ourselves
Yeah.
on the fridge,
Yeah.
and I'm still uncertain if that was
I like it. I think it worked. They're not even
effective.
holding up paper. Like it's just like a big collection of magnets. Or maybe she brought, I don't know, did she bring them? She brought her magnets. Those
They
were
were, yeah, her magnet collection, yeah.
the police station. Was this? I couldn't tell. I don't think this is a build because of the
It was a
windows.
build on location,
It was
so
a
it was
build
like
on
a
location.
hybrid.
Because
That's
you
how
had,
we nothing's on stage.
yeah.
Everything was built in situ in the town. So
Mm.
we took an old barbecue shop restaurant and turned it into a police station.
Oh, nice.
We changed it a lot, but we got the sort of fundamentals of the brief of the location, like where it is, how it relates in the town. Because there's so many scenes that,
Yeah.
like it all had to fulfill the logic of the film and reality. And then also, I wanted that view of the tower, the water tower out the windows.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to be able to see the gun shop. And so like we did a lot to enhance it, but it was a build on location.
Yeah. It's great. He even has a creepy doll on his desk, which is
Yeah,
nice.
I
But
like that.
it's nice. It's really like older, and I think it's a great job layering that in and making it feel so lived in. And
Yeah, and
the
the
wood
details,
panel.
Adam and Molly, they just went wild on the details, like the plaques on the desks that say
Oh
their
yeah.
names on them.
Yeah.
Those were made by like in reality, it's prisoners who make those for sheriffs. So they took all my photos because I had scouted all over New Mexico and gone to different offices, and they went and got like all the stuff,
Yeah.
from reality. So like they really had prisoners make those things.
Oh wow.
Everything was really like extremely detail oriented in that office. Super fun.
Yeah. It's fun. And really like the choice of the green lighting in the holding cell.
Mhm.
Just to kind
Yeah.
of give it that like deep dark cell that they have there. So weird.
Yeah, kudos to that's Darius, I think, more than me, but it made a lot of sense. We just
Yeah.
worked closely together too. But
Did you find a lot of difficulty in taking over these um locations and like prepping them, or like, oh, they have all this technology in here that we have to get rid of, or like anything?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that place had a lot of asbestos, I think,
Ugh,
there's
yeah.
that kind of thing. So yeah, it's the time crunch, the permissions, the permitting, we had to, in certain circumstances, we had to get things permitted in
Yeah.
the county and had to get things expedited and have the town help us. And yeah, there was a lot more difficulties than just building set on a stage.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's more difficult, but it's the only way to do that kind of thing for me.
Yeah. The signage that you guys made up for the film, it's there's a lot of research for that nowadays, but there's
Yeah. I mean,
plenty of that going on.
again, that trip that I took around New Mexico, a
Hmm.
lot of the signage references came from like real towns I went to.
Oh, wow.
Um, I just think it's so like I like to draw from like reality, and what I see a bit more than like internet research is a little limiting, I think.
Yeah.
But then there's like the sort of Ari's like Ari's got a he wants everything to do a lot in the movie. It's a very dense movie in the layers of like, like the gun shop.
Do I
I
have
was
the gun?
so
I don't think I have the gun shop.
I I
No.
I can't see actually what you're looking at right
You
now.
can't?
Where do I see it? Let's see.
Oh,
Hold on.
I'm sharing the screen.
You're sharing your screen. Where speaker view, gallery view.
Maybe gallery view? I'm on
I'm in gallery view right now.
uh
Speaker view. I'm just looking at you. Multi-speaker view. Oh, here it is. Multi-speaker view. I got it.
oh.
Oh,
Sorry. I've been showing pictures and you haven't seen them. I'm sorry.
sorry. No, no, I'm sorry. I didn't clock it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that
I
so it was always this sort of like it goes against my sort of instincts to make things that look totally insane like that in a movie. I kind of like my first kind of imposes to like let the actors do the work of the story and
right.
let like just kind of present in the background. So it's a cool challenge to be like, no, let's make really noticeable, intense
Yeah. I mean,
graphics. It's
it's
like not my
crazy.
first. Yeah,
I
I
do
love.
love too that they're like overlapping each other. Do you know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
god,
Like
yeah,
he just was like, I made this sign, I'm slapping it up. Like that reality to me is like, oh, he's really deep into this. Like he didn't even care that it's
yeah.
overlapping or
It was
anything.
so it was so funny that car and the
Yeah,
onset team was just it went through hell, having to reset and redress the tinsel on that car
I'm
and the
sure.
magnets. Every time it was a real. They hated me for that one.
Well, it looks great. I mean, it's a poignant thing in the film, and I mean,
Yeah, it definitely is
I'm
really
sure shooting at a sequence wasn't fun.
oh my god, no.
Because it progresses. You
Yeah,
have progression on that too. I hate that when they're like party, setting up the party, at the party, taking down the party. Like just be at the party.
yeah, yeah,
Setting up the party. Uh,
yeah.
and they're shooting it last. The bar, which is like a bookend almost to like his craziness in a sense
Mhm,
of like
mhm.
this guy that you're introduced to, is this was a location also, I'm assuming, but then
Yeah, again, we built this into an old abandoned
okay,
building.
nice.
So I love that bar.
Yeah.
I think it's still up and hopefully they're gonna open it or
Oh
something
wow. That's
sometime.
that's
It
a
Yeah,
compliment.
there was some restriction until the movie came out. And hopefully, I know they wanted to open it, but yeah, we that I loved that bar so much. It was such a great set. And we again, like we have to redo the doors and the windows and
Yeah.
every surface inside we touched and redid inside and out. And then we built the whole bar and all that. And then there's a mural. You don't really see it in the movie, but maybe you get a sense of it in the background and
Is it in
some
the
of it.
back
But
part over here?
the whole wall, all around the whole bar, was a mural of the story of the town of Eddington.
Oh no.
It was amazing. Yeah, I
Oh.
love that.
Well, I honestly, when in looking at stills of this, I mean, especially anything interior, it is a little dark. Because the first image, which you didn't get to see, now that look at all this you
Yeah,
missed.
yeah, I missed a lot. Yeah,
um, it's dark. I mean, she's at nighttime. It's dark in there. It was like, I mean, I had all the lights out watching it because all of a sudden I was like, well, I can't see anything. Um,
yeah,
but it gives a spookiness to it, which is nice.
yeah, and an intimacy, I guess, too.
And your light sources are really important. There's your creepy dolls.
Yeah,
Um, and oh, let's see what else I was gonna talk about. We talked about the town and the awesome office, and oh, that restaurant was fun. When he goes and gives the lecture on the stage, that was funny. That
yeah.
was a good one.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. I really like this movie. The ending threw me, but I really like this movie. The ending got like what movie? I didn't. Okay,
I
would have
personally
never
love
known
the
this was
ending,
going
but
this way.
you know, I understand why
I would
people
never have
like it.
known it was going this way. So that's what
Yeah.
I would say, and I like that. I like not knowing, so I think it's great. Again, you're in the Pedro Pascal's house location here, and again he's layered up, like you're saying, like it's COVID time and people are living in their houses more. But I love the openness of this. Was there a reason to give him the openness sort of floor plan, or
Yeah,
was it
he's
just
the
looking?
rich guy in town. You
Yeah,
know, he's got money and he's got a different sort of affluence to his life, so it should feel totally different. You know,
yeah,
he's got a curated sense of his place. He's got a nice house. He's probably got it on some kickbacks from the from the government. But like I didn't want to make him a cliche of a corrupt politician or anything. I wanted it to feel like a real um, home for someone,
yeah,
and for him to be thoughtful and in control of his own environment. He's in control,
yeah.
you know, until
It
he's not.
it's nice. The architecture of this home with the rounded windows and everything
I
really,
loved this house.
really like sell New Mexico. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I mean, I think we really we didn't hold back on selling New Mexico. Everything in the
No,
movie is extremely New Mexican, I think.
yeah.
Um, but especially that house, it was actually on a pueblo.
Oh,
And it was abandoned house that we kind of took over. But
oh, it's great. It's a great location, and
yeah, I loved that one.
the dressing is fantastic with like the rugs and the leather and just everything like tone on tone. Like nothing sort of pops, which is great.
Except the spray paint on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
like too. I didn't even notice that all of his like paper towels and
it's
everything.
COVID hoarding.
I
Yeah,
didn't even see that
it's
until
COVID hoarding.
now. That's great. I hate that because I wish they focus in on things. Do you know what I mean? Like you see
Well,
things
I
in
like it.
sets
I
and you're
like
like,
it that way.
shit.
I like it as we're not trying to say too much. Just if you catch it, you catch it.
I don't know why I
There's a
didn't
couple
catch that
things like
because
that.
they focus on that wall before. I didn't realize it. No, it's great. Um, Now, the last house, I don't want to give anything away if people haven't seen it, so maybe tune out for a minute. But the last house with that needs some disability type things, how, you're going into this location, and this is really upper crust for New
Yeah, they have
Mexico.
made it.
This
They
is
got that data center money, you know?
this is a mansion.
They- Yeah, Dawn wins. She won.
Oh yeah, yeah, which is so weird. It's
It's
such a
very
weird ending. Such a weird ending. But again, in finding this location and the decor and everything, you just really wanted to give her the win.
Yeah, she needed to have the win. She needed to have the nicest place in all of Sevilla County, like she that's the point. And they moved in some of their old stuff, but yeah, she
It's
Dawn
great.
won.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, even in the layering of just this like the bathrooms and the bedroom scene and like everything is just it's so lived in. I
And
just
again, a lot of that is from, when we scout around and stuff. I'm always taking
yeah,
pictures of, even if it's not the houses that we're shooting in, this is how people live. Like, nice house.
yeah, you
In
still
America, you have too much medication and he's sick, but it's like, you're going to see all those details in the bathroom, even if the house is very smart and sparse and, more curated. You see it in
I can't tell you
bedside tables here and
yeah.
there.
I can't tell you how many times producers or directors have come in and thin that out. Like it's too much. It's too much. It's like
Yeah,
no, it
no,
looks
no producers are telling me.
now it looks like a set. Like, like it's not that
You
everybody's
just
a
gotta
hoarder,
tell
just
them, you
everybody
do
has
your
shit.
job and I do my job.
Yeah, no, I've said that sentence has come out of my mouth many times.
I I mean, I like to play with it. Like, I definitely appreciate a minimal approach to set dressing, and I think Adam and I have done that in the past. I appreciate that sometimes, and then it's so fun that you get to like shift gears in
Yeah.
different projects, you
Yeah.
know.
No,
It's on.
giving it the sense of reality, because as I've said, like, you look at the office set, and to me now in 2025, it's hard to do a lot of layering with paperwork and shit because there's not a lot of paper in reality
Yeah.
anymore. So when you get to do something like this, where like then they're still hanging on to their paper and they're still, analog a little bit, but they got technology. It's so
It's definitely
nice.
that's how sheriff's offices are still in New Mexico. I mean,
Yeah.
still a lot of paperwork. It's like paperwork takes up a lot of it, you
Yeah.
know, their lives.
I shot in New Mexico 2005 or something, and we shot in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Did you scout that?
I did,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's a
I
fun
like
town.
that town.
Yeah,
Small, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
cool. It was, I mean, New Mexico on a whole was just a whole nother vibe. There's just
Yeah.
a whole nother vibe
I
going on.
really loved it. I
Yeah,
really super loved it.
Albuquerque, and yeah, so it's fun. Um, I was gonna say I really enjoyed the film. I loved everything that you guys did, and giving every character such depth in their sets and everything. Uh,
Thank you.
did you? What was your hardest thing about being on location like this, though? I mean, it's hard, like set wise and decorating. Like it's hard to keep moving. Did you shoot out sets? Did you shoot them out? Or did you come back to things?
I mean, we came back a lot. We did the town mainly in we kind of shot a few weeks in Truth or Consequences, left, and then came and shot the really complicated stuff couple months later. So we did hold a lot. Yeah. We didn't shoot out like I think the main locations we did, yeah, maybe we wrapped the sheriff's office on the first part, but no, there was a lot of uh,
That's hard.
logistical challenges. I just had so much fun though. It didn't feel like a pain. It felt so fun.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's really well written too, and like just nailing such pieces of like ridiculousness, and like, oh, that's really thought out. Like it's really,
Yeah.
it's good. It's a really good
Unique.
film. Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for chatting
Yeah.
with me. I really appreciate it. Good luck on your film. I'm glad you're in LA.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And I hope to meet you. Wasn't that fun? It's a fun little film. I did not know where that ending was going to go, and it surprised me. And I love that. I love being surprised by an ending, and the whole tone of New Mexico and what they brought to this film, and selecting the locations and all of the decor in the sets, very character driven. So bravo to Elliott and Adam for the film. So thank you so much, Elliott, for for talking with me. And again, if you didn't catch that, he will be in a Q&A with production designer KK Barrett, who designed Adaptation. And that will happen during the International Production Design Week and October 26th at the Frida. So yeah, try to catch that. So the International Production Design Week, try to keep that on your radar, and I'll be talking about it more too as it gets closer. There's definitely a lot of it's in Los Angeles this year. There's going to be other events, so just wait for that, or check out their website. I'm sure they updated it more than I know. So yes, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode if you enjoyed it. You can also watch everything that we just talked about, and apparently he didn't know he was looking at on the YouTube video, which is a funny little second that comes in there that I did not edit out, by the way. If you're looking to deepen your design knowledge, check out previous episodes of the podcast. And if you think that you're interested in set decorating, there is a masterclass for that. Yes, indeed. If you go to decoratingpages.com and sign up for the email, you will also get a quick reference template for decorating, which has place settings and bed settings and rugs and upholstery numbers for fabric, and there's 15 pages of absolute dire information that I use on every single job, all right there for you, free, just for signing up, and you will get 20% off the masterclass. How about that? So next week, who do I have? Hold on a second. It's a good one. Chief of War. Chief of War, that's a good one. It's on Apple. It's a really fantastic series. I watched the whole thing. I have production designer Jean-Francois Campeau, and I hope I said that right because I kind of forget how to pronounce it, but super sweet guy, and we had an amazing conversation about shooting in Hawaii and New Zealand for the show. So check that out. That'll be next week. I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wannop for Decorating Pages.